Hello, guys. Go let your friends know. Tell some friends. Come visit. Today. Woo. Damn. Mayo. Mayo is just like, he's just not really a human being. He's like, he just bleeds these rhythms. Like, he doesn't need to think about it. He doesn't need to practice it. He just sits down on the drums and does this for as long as you let him. He'll do it. We were walking through a like shopping mall in America somewhere, and he'd grab things and just be tapping on like the furniture, tapping on the merchandise. We were walking out of the mall, and he was like started to like do it on like he couldn't help but touch like the crystal and the glass and the china, run his finger over it and make a noise. And we were like, yo, aren't you like, how do you get around in life without like breaking shit all the time? Tapping on everything. I feel like he's gonna knock shit down. Just always making stuff. I've got crazy allergies today, so pardon my sniffling and all that. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun over this. It's just, so basically what happened was Mayo, when he was in LA at one point, we recorded him over, let's see, it was a 102 beat per minute like click, so it stays on the grid. But we just the only thing that was going on really is sometimes I'd play a few like loops and stuff, and he'd just play along. This was originally written over a loop. I got rid of the loop for today. It was very like dark, kind of jazzy actually, and just left the drums. So this is just Dan freestyling for 4 minutes or something crazy, 5, without a single skip in the beat, a single like screw up. He just went. And yeah, so I figured I'd just write over that, like not even change it, probably. I don't know, we'll see. Grabbed a couple sounds, not that many sounds today, just a couple. I might go dig for a couple more if we need it. But yeah, that's where we at. Let me just turn him down a tiny bit more, and we're gonna real quick. I want to look at the bowl and look at our redemptions. We got some folks who have redeemed here on Twitch. Redeemed some Shinoda bucks. Oh, I think here I have to log in real quick. There we go. Let's see if we've got. I didn't write any new ones down. Okay, so I might have to get those. I'm gonna have to get you guys who have redeemed stuff. I'll get you in the chat later. But just a reminder, we do have new things in the redemption box. You can redeem. Suggest a music theme for tomorrow. You can suggest an art theme. You can ask a question. And then if you get enough points, enough Shinoda bucks, you can redeem a follow on Twitch. So I'll follow your channel on Twitch. There's lots of good suggestions here in the bowl. Should we do, before we get started, should we do a draw two things? Oh, the Myers-Briggs test. You guys wanted me to do a Myers-Briggs test. I still have it up on the screen before we start. You want to do a Myers-Briggs before we start? Should I turn the beat off so we can do this? Okay, hold on. I'm going to turn the beat off. Okay. The beat is off. We're going to do a Myers-Briggs because this was a request. Why did we end up wanting to do a Myers-Briggs test? Why? Why? No, they said it'll only take a few minutes. 10 minutes? If I had done it. I know that I'd done it before. And I was somewhat extroverted. 15 minutes? All right, how about this? If we have time at the end of the thing, I want to do, 15, 20 minutes. All right. Somebody asked me to do it for 400 Shinoda bucks. Oh, that's what it was. No, don't do it at the end. Okay, you want me to do it now? Okay, so a Myers-Briggs test, a personality test. You basically, you'll get a sense of what it is before we're just right when we start here. Okay, so I'm going to do a live Myers-Briggs test. That's really amazing. Question 1, you enjoy... Oh, by the way, so here's the question, and then you go between, there's like a scale of like, on one side there's agree, on the other side is disagree, and then you do your thing in the middle of it or whatever. Can I just like... wonder if I can just like... Is there anything like weird here? All right. So Myers-Briggs test. Do you enjoy? I'm gonna try and get through this quickly, and that'll be more. It'll be more. I won't overthink the answers. How about that? I'm gonna go scale of 1 to 7. I guess they've got here. So. Share the screen. I know I want to share the screen. I'm just concerned about the stuff. I don't have any stuff on the screen that you guys can't see. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it in... Oh, I've got an idea. Hold on. I know how I can share the screen here. Hold on a second. Let me do it this way. Maybe I can share a screen. Okay. I can share a screen. Okay, I can share the screen. I'm going to do it this way. Okay. All right. So, Myers-Briggs test, huh? Let's see. Let's get it into the window here. So here's what this is what the 16 personalities one is. Oh, great. They're going to like tell me if I'm like a diplomat or a sentinel or, oh boy, whatever the fuck. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. I'm going to say mostly. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. Oh, fuck yeah. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. I'm going to go there. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after taking place. I'm going to go, yeah, very much so. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not try and solve their problem. Ugh. Probably a little more problem-solvy. I'm going to go there. People can rarely upset you. I'm going to be in the middle on that one. You rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. No. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Are you guys doing this with me? Do you want to? I'm a talker. It's not being a talker. It's just that I don't require somebody. You can't do even like what I'm doing right now without like a little bit of just like instigating it, right? I'm not a master conversationalist. I'll just talk with people about stuff. I don't need them to tell them, like to direct the conversation. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it's your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Yeah. Rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone. Rarely worry. Ooh, no. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend by yourself without feeling bored. No, it would not be a challenge. Wait, a challenge without feeling bored. No. You are more of a detail-oriented than big picture person. I'm going to be in the middle on that one. You're very affectionate with people you care about. Yes. No, I'm going to go back to one. I could be more affectionate. You have a careful and methodical approach to life, probably. Still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago, sometimes. Parties and similar events, you mostly be found farther away from the action. Actually, yes. Yes. That will surprise a lot of people, but that's true. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. Yeah. When looking for a movie, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. Meh. Stay calm under a lot of pressure. When in a group of people, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation. Kinda. When you sleep, your dreams... I don't dream a lot, guys. I'm going to go super far over here from that one. I don't dream. I almost never remember my dreams. I'm sure everybody dreams, but I don't. I wake up and I don't know what. I just wake up as if it was a time warp. I don't remember anything I dreamed usually. It's okay to step on others. What kind of shit is that? You're dedicated and focused. This is like a Slytherin. That turned into Pottermore. You're dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. I get sidetracked a lot. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself. Yeah, a little bit. In a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new... I'm going to go here. Usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. Well, let yourself? I just don't really cry. That's a weird thing, right? But it's just, it is what it is. Here, I guess. Feel more drawn. I'm going to go higher, actually. You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere. The more quiet. No. You like discussing different views and theories in the world, like the future. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. No. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you can't see, touch, or experience. No. You usually prefer to get revenge rather than forgive. Oh, Jesus. You often make decisions on a whim. Yeah. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. No, not really. In the middle. You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning and the message of a song or movie. Yeah. You always know exactly what you want. Middle. You rarely think back on the choices you have made. I wonder what you've done differently. That's a tough one. Maybe a little bit. Public place, you usually stick to quieter, less crowded areas. Yes. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. Not really. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. No. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. Yeah. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. Oh, highly of you. Not really. Not really. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and cyber conversation. Yeah, sure. Drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. Little bit. Yourself first and others second. I don't think so. When you planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like. any given moment. I'm in the middle. Mood can change quickly, a little bit. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years in the future. Kinda. Dwell in regrets a little. Well, maybe less on that one. Spending time in dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained. No. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary. See myself as a realist. I don't know. That's a tough one. You find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through something you never have. Yeah. Your personal work style is closer to a spontaneous burst of energy than organized and consistent efforts. No. No. Well, maybe a little less. After a long, exhausting week, the fun party is just what you need. Sometimes. Frequently find yourself... Is this so fun, guys? You should do it yourselves and see how you match up. This is not... By the way, there isn't wrong and right to these Myers-Briggs tests, right? It's like... This is just your personality type or whatever. So... It's all about, hi, nice to meet you. I'm a INTJ. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancements change everyday life. Sure. You frequently, though? Whatever, I'm going to go with it. Always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. Yeah. Honor commitments you've made, even if you have changed your heart. Yeah. Really feel insecure? Sure. All right, here's what we got. ENFJA. What's the A? Ooh. I think I got an ENTJ when I was in high school or college. ENTJ. So an ENFJ, what does that mean? So it means I'm a little more extroverted, which doesn't come as a surprise to me. Mental energy is a little more intuitive. Okay. Right? Is that how this is working? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see how it's working. Okay. I was confused by the color because I thought because the yellow side was, and then I thought it was like, anyway, you see what I'm saying, right? Yeah. It didn't take long. Nature. This is the one that confuses me. This trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions a little more feeling than thinking. That's actually surprising. I think that is a function of getting older. This trait reflects our approach to work, judging and prospecting. Identity, assertive and turbulent. I'm right in the middle. All right, what do we know? What did we find out? Would you like us to email you? No, thanks. ENFJ. Oh, what's the difference between the two? It's the assertive versus turbulent. Sometimes the core personality traits help a type mimic what it means to be assertive or turbulent, even when they don't possess those specific qualities. This imitation can mute their identity differences. Turbulent protagonists' outgoing nature can prompt them to act more boldly than the typical turbulent personality type. 80, let's just scan here. Where were we? 81% of assertive protagonists say their self-confidence is high or very high. 39%. Okay. We can go back. I'll go back to this at some point. I don't want to sit here and read this with you guys all on here. Ooh, strengths and weaknesses. Protagonists you may know. Hey, good company. Sean Connery. Wait, how did Daenerys take how did, she's a character. She's not a person though. She's a character in a book. Guess that's fine. All right. Should we just read this beginning part? Protagonists. People are drawn to strong personalities. Protagonists radiate authenticity, concern, and altruism, afraid to stand up and speak when they feel something needs to be said. Hey. All right, guys. So there we go. ENFJ. That's what happened. That just happened. Shall we get back to the music? Shall we get back to the music? I think so. That was fun. All right. Oh, can Myers-Briggs tests change? I mean, I guess you can cheat your results and just answer what you think you should answer in order to get a certain outcome. That's kind of garbage, right? That's like going into the Harry Potter Pottermore test and trying to be a Gryffindor or Slytherin. Those are just like the Harry Potter test is the Myers-Briggs test, isn't it? Not exactly, but kind of. All right, here we are. Dan Mayo on the drums. I found a couple. I got some of these synths from Soviet synths from Mars. I don't remember something from Mars. Samples from Mars is the name of the company. They make some cool stuff. And one thing that I like is they break out they're one of the companies that break out like when you get the packs of sounds, they've already like programmed the Ableton instrument and the Contact instrument. Like they give you the sounds, but they also give you the instrument that the sounds go in, and it just opens inside whatever, Logic, Contact, Reason, etc. So that's nice. This one just opens right in here. I'll make this window smaller so you can see it. But like this string combo one that I picked right here, I just drag it down and there it is. Like it's just right in the thing, right in the window. So it's in multi-sample mode, which means it's got more than one sample. They sample the layers of this keyboard. And these Soviet synths from Mars, this pack was like made from like these weird, I guess like 70s and 80s actual keyboards. And they're like discontinued and like hard to find, and they're all like basically sampler and keyboards and synths from like old Eastern European or Russian synths. And they were saying like a lot of them are like, you know, since they didn't keep making them and they went out of production, they are like the upkeep. A lot of them are broken basically. So they found good ones, sampled those, and made a sample pack. So this one is a string combo, sounding very Blade Runner-y. Kind of cool. Found this pad. Let's see here. Oh, this is quiet. Let's make this shit louder. Here. I think I need to make it a lot louder. It's very quiet. It's kind of. I'm gonna affect that one. That one isn't quite the best it could be. These are not Soviet synths. This is just the electric piano I found. And then there's some subs. So we're going to start with the string thing. I kind of want to go, since Dan's thing is so, like, avant-garde. It's not that crazy. His thing's not that great. He can be way crazier than this. But I thought something, like, think not going like 4 counts per measure might be good. What is our... Maybe something like that. Let me just see if I... Thinking that like speed is kind of cool with this. Let me just get my quantized settings changed here. That's 16ths. So this is like a 3. What if I go from there? I'm just gonna loop this beginning just to kind of get a feel. Okay. I wonder if where did he kind of start up? Let me try that. Okay. A little vibe. Interesting. They did some cool stuff with the macros on this. What if I take this up an octave? Just curious. Is there a quick key for jumping things up an octave in Ableton? I can just grab it and drag it up. Shift and up. Nice. Thank you for the help. I don't know about that. I'm going to turn it down and just make it kind of background. All right. Oh, we're tuned differently. I see. Let's change that. All right, so this thing to me feels, this instrument was the one I said I wanted to like. I didn't like the texture of it. It's too bright. The other one is taking up a lot of that bright, magical space. So this halftime plugin is interesting sometimes because it adds like a, it basically drops you an octave, and it does it cuts the dropped octaves by like on the loop or on the grid. So by doing it, processing, having the plugin process it, it takes all the information, the like sonic information, and it like degrades it basically, and it makes it sound. I think it sounds dirtier. It mangles it a little bit. Drums are like changing on a different thing, which is kind of cool, but kind of wonder if I should get back on the top here. Oh, I see he's in. I'm gonna mute this real quick. Now you can really hear that, like, da, da, da. I have another idea about how to approach this. Once we get a little groove here, it's going to happen. I just got to figure out my approach. Oh, don't record over it. Ha! So, let me just record it in. So what you're hearing there, that cutting those short, that's the hold pedal, which is my foot pedal. Oh, it's got like a, that's weird. Let's try it like this. Why don't I just do this? That's fun. All right, well, maybe that's better. What if I put this here? Oh, whole different key. All right, we'll save this for later then. Because I like this Rhodes thing that just happened. Which delay we want? Echo Boy? Valhalla? Let's do the Valhalla. It's so simple, just two nice little things. Woo. Oh, that's nasty, I love that. Let's turn Dan up. Oh. Wow, this is tuned all crazy. Rhodes was tuned crazy. That's why. Let me just get these in the same key. So this one is here. Okay. There we go. Is the sub on a different note as well? Okay, good. All right, good. So we're gonna change keys on the Rhodes. A lot higher. I'll drop it down. Okay. See how that feels. found a new downbeat. A different downbeat than we were before. I feel like the downbeat's here on that hi-hat. All right. Dan. Oh boy. I'm gonna go back to the top. See where we started. So the start of this needs to start lower with the other one. Haha. So there's a human element coming in. You could hear him like go like, oh, okay, okay. Spot. All right. Oh, that's interesting. This one came early. This shit is crazy. Okay, we're gonna go back this far, early part. His little fuck up is kind of awesome. I love that. Let's go to the next phrase and see what happens here. Oh, can you hear me in the background talking to him? Right here is where I talk. right, let's see if we can bring in that other, this thing that I made earlier. I don't know if it works, but we'll try it. No. All right, so since this is like really, his playing wants to go to the 8, to the 4 count measure. Let's do something on this. tripping the fuck out right now? You guys are. All right, we're gonna go back to the toppy top. The top. Just get a bird's eye view. The tippy? Just vibing the fuck out right now. I feel like this song is promoting drug use, and I don't know how I feel about that. Ooh, that's nasty. Get a new sound. Well, maybe we need a little like loop, like a little arpeggio. Oh wait, this guy should just show up. Hold on. There we go. That arpeggio thing's gotta go. Hold on, let me just get rid of it real quick. Then you can hear. I feel like then you'll be able to hear all the like stuff going on in between me and Dan in the room. I was literally in the room with him. He's playing, and I'm like holding up tambourines and bells and stuff in front of him to hit. shooting a message to Mayo just to see what he's up to. Let's see what's up. Okay. I want to put some more sounds. The one that I pulled here was okay, but I want to see if I can get some other cool shit. What did I have? Oh wait, that's why this is looping on a weird thing. This needs to go one extra. Mayo says, sure. Let's see here. Oh, that little square wave thing is kind of cool. What did I just do? Oh, that's cool. That sounds like an old like Casio keyboard. That's not the one. So this is one of those ones that we can put it in loop mode and get a proper loop out of it. So if I zoom in here, let me show you on the screen. I can pull this up like this. So you can see how let me see if I can zoom. Can I zoom here? So if I start it right where it like contacts the middle, the median line there, that's the start of my loop. And then the end of my loop, I do the same, find that same spot. Because this sound seems to be pretty repetitive, right? It looks like it repeats right on the like the same shape goes over and over. So now I've got it in loop mode, and I think so now I can just hold the button down and it'll just loop that section over and over. You could also do something weird where, like if you wanted to, you can bring the end of it super close and it gets a little like vibration. And that's like an intentional. It's a little loud. Is that what you're saying? Is it too loud? Is it too loud? Wait, is it distorting? Yes. Okay, hold up. Let me fix that. I think you're just coming in too hot on the here. There. Better? Sorry about that. It's fine in my ears, you guys. Shit. Hold on. So it's like talking to you. back to our other thing. What was the other thing? Is this guy? Oh, he changed too. Okay, we're gonna go back a little bit and just double check this transition. Meow. Yeah. A little cat track. Oh, I didn't do that right. There we go. So I think we recorded this on, recorded it to tape, and I think the tape got a little funny right there, which is dope. Something was a little grimy about the thing. idea. What about that before this other stuff. So we're gonna come back here. Shit got crazy. All right, we'll bring it back. How far back? All the way to the top? Here you go, to the top. I did this weird. What should we add next? Guitar. Always guitar. You guys are always like guitar. Oh yeah. The little cat came in. Making when I did this, I don't even know. Ha! like it should stop somewhere in there. It went a little long. I think Dan tried to FaceTime me in the middle of all that. Mayo! Everybody welcome Dan Mayo to the chat. What's up, Dan? Uh-oh, can I not hear you?
Oh.
There you are. Hi.
Yeah,
What's up? Hang on, I don't have this like connected. I don't have it connected to the screen. Uh-oh. He left the chat. Dan Mayo has left the chat. Dan, can you hear me? Do I have a bad connection?
Maybe it's my connection. I don't know.
Hold on.
Yeah, it said poor connection. Maybe it's me.
If it's poor connection, it's always me.
Come on.
I have like because I'm like doing the stream and like and doing this on top of it, and I have a house full of people who are all on the screen, so
Yeah.
I want to be able to put it on the screen on actual like so they can see it, but
Okay.
the problem is if I do that and it disconnects, then it shows all my recent calls and then everybody's phone numbers
Wow.
and then everybody's phone numbers on Twitch. So that's not a good idea.
That's bad, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try it with Zoom eventually. How are you? What's going on? What's going on with you? What are you doing?
I'm just in the balcony talking with you. It's 9 p.m. right now, so.
You're in Tel Aviv?
Yeah.
Nice. So with this thing, I don't think you saw it. I don't think you were on since
yeah,
I've
just watching it.
So I used one of the drum things that we recorded here in LA.
Yeah, I noticed.
Cuz I was like messing around with the other one and I need to like Dan sent me more than one thing. I needed that this one was already on like a grid, like you played it to the click. So the new one isn't, right? It's just free form.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the new one, I might try it with like no grid or whatever, but this one I wanted to do stuff on the grid.
Nice. And I noticed it looked like a very cool area of me playing. It wasn't like just a regular beat. It was just freestyle.
No, I used the freestyle like sections.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Cool, nice.
I was just watching it. It sounds amazing. I was calling when you were playing guitar, so I'm sorry about that. But
No, it's all good. What are you doing? What should we tell fans? Like, what are you up to? Because I know you released like 1,000 albums this year.
Yeah, that's right. 9 albums.
Yeah. So Dan, because he is able to like just go in and just record amazing stuff first take. He did that and then built 9 albums of stuff. Where can they find the stuff if they want to go listen to it? Is it on streaming services or do they have to go on like...
Yeah, it's everywhere. You can find it on Spotify and everywhere, basically. And I've just released a new EP also that I wrote in these 2 months of like coronavirus. So
nice. And that's on like Spotify and Apple Music and all that?
Exactly, yeah.
Under your name or something else?
The 9 albums, they're under half of them under my name and half of them under Tatron, my band.
Yeah.
And the EP is under my name. It's called Not a Talker.
Not a Talker.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys go check those out. Go listen to that. Dan's like, very prolific. It's good to talk to you, man. I'm good. Doing the streams every day are a lot of fun, and it's in the afternoon. I'm doing some different music, different projects, and like helping my kids with school stuff. And all good. Are you guys on in?
Like a new studio. The studio looks amazing.
I would love to have you here if you ever come to LA. Record you.
It would be a dream, of course.
What are the are they doing like lockdowns and quarantine and stuff in Israel, or what are the rules in Israel? Are you guys having much problem with like coronavirus and COVID-19, whatever, all that stuff?
Yeah, till 2 weeks ago it was bad. Like we had complete lockdown.
Yeah.
And now everything is actually pretty cool. I just went to the beach yesterday and everything was chill. And it seems like everything is getting back to normal every day. So
what are the rule? Are there any rules in terms of like what people are allowed to do on the beach in Tel Aviv?
Yeah, you should like stay away for like at least 6 meters from other people on the beach. Like
yeah.
You should like just, and you should be not more than I think 7 people, like not more.
A group? Oh, in your group?
Yeah,
Nice.
Exactly. The group shouldn't be more than 7 people.
Do you know anybody who caught the virus?
No.
Nobody.
Actually.
I know people. I have lots of people who know someone else. Like it's like 1 degree of separation, but I don't. None of my immediate friends or family have got it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
The same with me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But there's a couple. I mean, some of the stories of the people that are friends of my friends, some of them are bad. Like one person is a doctor and they were working in the hospitals and then they got it. And then they're like, they had a blood clot and they're blind in one eye, like bad, really weird, bad stuff. But the people, everybody else, and then other people have like no symptoms at all or minimal symptoms and then they get over it.
Yeah.
You know? So it's so weird.
That's what it's very weird. Everything is so confusing because, you know, you hear sometimes it's like regular flu and sometimes you hear like it's so bad that you shouldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think everyone is basically confused right now. So
yeah, it's the same here. It's the same here. I mean, basically everybody's like, it's because there's such a variety in the outcome of what it can look like and how you can, you know, it could be like nothing or you could be dead. Like it's a very wide spectrum of like outcomes. If you do get, and then like, you know, the infection rates are around like between like 0 and 5%, right? So it's like, that's manageable, but not if people are like really going to the hospital. Well, cool, man. What do you have coming up in the next few weeks that I could check out or somebody else can check out? Do you have more of those drum sessions or are you just posting stuff on Instagram?
I'm just posting stuff on Instagram and just playing drums and, you know, posting just beats and stuff.
Yeah.
For now, I'm just like writing a lot of music and just, I don't know what's the future is going to be like. So
right.
I'm just confused.
Well, let's do, this is a good first attempt. Let's do some more. I want to swap some files with you and do some more stuff like this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So if you get some cool stuff that you really like, on, you know, in your sessions, like send them to me. Send me something.
Definitely. I'll share it with our folder, our Dropbox folder.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Okay. I'll talk to you soon. Say hi to the family and everybody. Okay. Okay. Bye, Dan. So that's Mayo, Mayo, drum on Instagram. He's Mayo Drummer. And Dan's the best, man. So talented too. He's the dude. I'm going to chop this outro down a little bit. Just make it a little, 'cause I want it to end a little sooner. Let's see here. How does it end? Okay, so maybe 2 go rounds of that, and then we're done. Let's see what happens. There we go. That's much better. So my weird last note here. I did like a minor note and it didn't work. So let's do that. let that fade out. And that'll be the end of it. All right, I'm gonna fade that there. I got a cross-faded over here. Let's make it a little, oops. Bring this over like this and cross-fade it like that. Okay, so this is the echo guitar. So on that guitar, I'm using, just for those that are curious who play guitar, engineer stuff, I'm using, let's see, that's a Strat through a Big Sky pedal, which is made by Strymon, and then a full tone Octafuzz, and then into basically like a clean channel on the Fractal. I feel like that whole vibe felt cool. I'm gonna go from the top on this and see what other instruments we need.
couple good parts. I wanted to bring this in a little later. Maybe I'll move this whole thing over a little bit to see if we do a little mix move here. Cool. I want to put a little room, a little space on that last sound. I'm going to give it to the back of here. We'll probably use a little, I wonder if this is a vintage verb. Smaller. Filter. Yeah. Let's try this again. Doing a little automation on the filter here. Keeping it muted. A little resonance. It's just texture in the background. Let's see it. the filter. Now I don't want it to compete with the guitar, so I'm gonna bring it back down. Less resonance, less frequency, or lower frequency. Probably just sit down there for the rest of it, we'll find out. Yeah, I don't want it to get in the way of the guitar, because the guitar is filling a similar frequency. Even though it's just building a little bit. Maybe at the end we'll bring up the frequency. No, not there. Right here. Woo! Vibing the fuck out. We vibing out. Mayo says, another track. Another track. Welcome back. Whoa, yeah. All right, guys. We went on a journey today, and now we're back. You feel good? It's nice, right? I'm gonna, why don't I just take all this stuff, grab all these, put them in a group. What kind of compressor? I'm gonna put a little compression on and turn it down. This one. This the glue. Give it a little glue. I'm gonna turn it down too, so we can have a chat. Have a little chat. We'll loop it up. We feel good? All right. This is a very chill start of your week. I hope you had a nice, chill experience today. Maybe you got a massage. Maybe you took a nap, took a Monday nap. It's nice to chill, tune in and chill on in these stressful times. I don't know, man. This Mayo drum stuff is dope. I think we might have to we're gonna do this again. Jump into some questions, and maybe select some stuff for our mashup. Oh, we should do that, huh? Let's select a mashup for tomorrow. What do you say? That feel good? Yes. All right. I'm mixing them up. Should we choose two? Why don't I do this? Why don't I choose one, and then we'll see how it feels, and if I want to, I'll choose a second one to mash it up with, okay? I'm not looking. I'm just gonna shuffle them up right here. And just as a reminder for those of you guys who are just tuning in or haven't seen this before, the Bowl of Destiny is where these style suggestions go. The style suggestions are from fans on Twitch. If you watch on Twitch, you can get Shinoda bucks just for watching. You can gamble them. You can click on, if you see a treasure chest on the screen, you can click on that and get bonus bucks. And if you earn enough bucks, you can choose a song theme. You can choose an art theme. And if I pick it out of the bowl, that's what we'll do tomorrow. So the first winner of our of a style selection out of the Bowl of Destiny comes from Zana3. Zana suggested Syrian Dabka music, which I don't know shit about, and that is going to be really hard. We're going to have to mash that up. Let's mash it up with something. Because I don't know where I'm going to get. I certainly can't play it. I don't have the instruments, because I looked those up and I was like, I've never even heard of those instruments. It's amazing. Great. I hope I can find a good royalty-free sample for that one. We'll find out. Woo! And now do I have the authority to, it's my fucking stream. I can do whatever I want. I was thinking, The one I picked was LV Bomb's 50s, 60s doo-wop style hip-hop. So are we doing doo-wop, Syrian Dabka doo-wop? I mean, I guess. I don't know how those two things go together. Shit. All right. I'm tempted to choose a third one and just be completely crazy. Now, let's just do the two. Today, this is going to be hard enough to do just the two. So we're going to mix up Syrian Dabka music with 50s, 60s doo-wop style. They said doo-wop hip-hop, so, I mean, what is that, like Lauryn Hill, maybe a little Amy Winehouse. I don't think I can do three. I'm scared of that, because then it's going to be Final Fantasy mixed with those two things, and then it'll just sound like shit. Like, it's not going to work. All right, so we'll do these two tomorrow. Questions. Go to questions on the... who are questions submitted by folks who are on Twitch earning Shinoda bucks. Jade was the one who the first one on my list was Jade. Jade LP was the one who suggested the Myers-Briggs, so shout out to Jade. PR3 Pradesh from South Africa. Okay. It's my birthday shout out to Troy. This is a late birthday shout out from last week. Chloe Diosha and all of the workers fighting on the front line. Mike, tell us a drunk story or post. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so a drunk story. Shit. I don't know if I have a drunk story that's as good as the ones you've already heard. I can tell you one thing about if I drink to the point of, like, when I was in college especially, if I would drink to the point of, like, kind of like passing out or whatever, which wasn't that often, but I would, like, I sleep, by the way, I sleep with my eyes open, and oftentimes I'll sleep with my mouth and my eyes open, so I'm like, it's very creepy. But because of that, like, people would my friends would make a habit out of whenever I passed out of, like, pouring stuff in my mouth, because I do it with my mouth open, and usually there was never anything gross, never anything terrible. Thankfully, I didn't have friends that, like, poured hot sauce in my mouth or poured, like, you know, awful things in my mouth, but usually it was like more drinks, and like they'd take like a little straw and like put a straw full of something else, and I would just do this, and they thought that was hilarious. I'm like a baby. I should look through these and see if there's any other birthdays. Hold on, let me just do that real quick. Because the birthdays, I feel bad when I hit the birthdays super late. So let me just check real quick to see if we've got any birthdays. It's so funny. I feel like I'm always getting birthday wishes for other people, and then now that I'm looking for them, I'm not getting any. Katoda said, Bobby went blonde, Striker went blue. When are you going to bring back the blue hair? Bobby Hundreds went blonde. Striker from K-Rock just dyed his hair blue. I mean, I wasn't thinking of dyeing my hair, but I keep getting, you have these moments of boredom. LA's still in pretty much like full-on quarantine, so I mean, I'm getting. What was the things that people are doing like in quarantine? I watched Tiger King. I did a foot peel, so all my skin is currently falling off of my feet. We tie-dyed some stuff. These are all like stuff that like you see it on like Instagram or whatever, and you're like, oh, that seems like a good idea. Let's do that. The one thing I haven't done that I saw a lot of other people doing is making bread. For some reason, a lot of people are making bread, and I haven't. That seems like such a random thing to be popular. But my brother made bread. I saw him this weekend. We're slowly like opening up our circle. I saw my brother, and he brought bread, and there was like, oh, this is really good. Where'd you get it? And he made it, and he said it's not that bad, not that hard to make. So I might jump into to that whole thing. I know I'm late on that. I'm also not caught up on Last Dance, Michael Jordan Bulls documentary. But that story is incredible. So, okay, so let's get to a couple more questions, and I'm going to break out of here for some lunch. Ali on a Kite says, what nature sceneries have I seen that have impressed me most? Nature sceneries. If you ever come to the U.S., if you haven't, actually, you know what I'll say? Even if you live in the U.S., I grew up going out to the Four Corners states, which is, New Mexico, Nevada, and that, whatever. What are the four? What are the Four Corners? I'm blanking on that right now. Is Utah a Four Corners state? And I don't want to look up a map. Utah, Nevada, New Mexico, and Florida. Yeah, Florida. Yeah, that's the one. Colorado. Colorado is, is Colorado really a Four Corners state? Oh, yes. Okay. So, hey, let's not be nasty in the chat. I see some nonsense going on. You get your ass kicked. Don't be rude to other people. Yeah, so Four Corners, that area out there, you've got, by the way, we went to the Grand Canyon and some of those, but Stone Canyon, Death Valley, which is not there, but it's not LA. So headed out that direction. Death Valley is an incredible stop. Stone Canyon. What was the other one? Oh, we went to Monument Valley. Watched the sunrise there. Monument Valley is a spot where they used to shoot a lot of the old westerns and stuff. So when you see that flat desert landscape and those huge mesas on the horizon, that's usually Monument Valley. Spending the night there and waking up to that sunrise with those mesas is incredible. It's a beautiful experience, and you can't capture it in photos. There's no photo that can capture how cool that is. So that's my recommendation. If you ever are out in this side of the world. Maria Asmon says she's from Lincoln Park, Mexico. What's the process of choosing an album title? Usually, we just kind of throw ideas out, and there's usually a momentum to it. It's they'll get a couple reasonable names, and then a whole bunch of screwing around. At least with the Linkin Park guys, that was always the thing. It would very easily and quickly devolve into dumb jokes. And yeah, I think that's usually the process. On my own, it's usually I'll have a great thing, something I think is a great name for something, and then I'll sleep on it and I'll wake up and I'll realize that it was a stupid name. And the more times I wake up and go, oh, that's not that dumb, then it's probably gets closer. That's how I arrive at an actual name. Naming things is so hard. Let's see here. What have you always wanted to do but you haven't? There's places I want to go. You know, like the pyramids and see the like I'd love to go to Egypt. I'd love to go to Machu Picchu. Well, it's mostly places like that, like that I would like to visit and I haven't visited. I think that's probably my answer. Those are the two that come to mind first. Ema Live for Chester B asks, "What have you always wanted?" Wait, that was I didn't say your name. Oh, my bad. That was from Ema. Is it Ema? I don't even know it's Ema. The Lamer TW asks, how did the remix of the Enjoy the Silence Depeche Mode remix come about? I think they were doing their a remaster compilation greatest hits thing, and they asked me to do it. I don't know how my name got added to the mix, but it was I think I had mentioned a bunch of times that I love Depeche Mode. And I didn't meet them at the time. I just did the remix and sent it, and their management sent back a note saying, "Oh, the guys liked it." We never met, and then I saw them play 15 years later. I saw them play. That's a rough number, but I saw them play in LA, and I met the band then. And they were great. They were sweet, and they realized they said "Oh, thanks for doing that remix. Sorry, we never Linkin Park fan Andrea asks, are there musicians you would love to play with in the studio or even one day on stage? It's a good question. In the studio. I've never played with Travis Barker. Played with him. Travis is so dope. On stage, in the studio. You know who I've run into a bunch of times? It'd be the weirdest collaboration ever, but this track made me think of it. It's Thundercat. So random. I've run into that guy and touched base with that guy a bunch of times, just in completely random places. For example, one time we were in Tokyo, and just walking around at night, and we saw these guys get out of a car and go into this little club, and all these people were crowded around the outside, and I was like, oh, I wonder who that was, because it was in Tokyo, and I could tell it was not a Japanese group that walked in. And I think one of our guys, I think their drummer recognized Dan Mayo, and the two of them started talking, and he said it was Thundercat. And then we went in, and they were like, yo, and they were so cool, and we hung out for a few minutes. And that was I think that was the second time I've run into him or whatever, cross paths. So I don't know what we would make. It's almost like this, doo-wop, Dabka music. It's almost that weird and random, but he's obviously crazy talented. Let's see, get another question. Luna Dragons says, how is your experience doing the Worlds on Fire video? Do you want to do more animation? I love the Worlds on Fire video. Super fun. And in terms of an animated video, really fast and really low budget. So to do something with a little more time and money would be really cool. I don't know what that would be, but I had so much fun doing it. And you guys, I grew up loving animation and anime. I went to school for illustration, and I would I don't know a ton about animation, physically doing animation. But I would love to do it. Danielle 0317 asked, what was it like working with a Lonely Island? It was mostly just emails and stuff. Like, they didn't really reach out. Kind of, whatever. But it was, we love the track, that Things in My Jeep track. Tam K says, as a second generation Asian American, grew up in a small town where racism was a prominent issue. Thanks for being a role model and making me feel cool amongst the other kids. Hey, all right. You're welcome. I don't know why. I feel like when I was growing up, we had there weren't that really any awesome Asian role models. And it was all very if you think about John Hughes movies, I think some of you don't know this, but the Asian community, his movies had a lot of really bad racist Asian stuff in it. And that's Long Duck Dong and all that shit. We had Bruce Lee. I mean, Bruce Lee's not Japanese, but it was there weren't that many. I had Mr. Miyagi. What did I have? I didn't have any. There were at some point it was James Eha from Smashing Pumpkins, and I'm thinking of somebody else in that era who was trying to think of somebody else from that era who was Japanese. But yeah, it was when I was little, there was the John Hughes stuff, and there was these Asian tropes. And now it's, so much, it's a lot easier to find Asian role models. I mean, we were, if I went to Little Tokyo and saw a Japanese culture, pop culture, or things to watch or read or whatever, then it was more tangible. But it was also in Japanese, and I didn't speak Japanese, right? So, George Takei, yeah, George Takei has always been the shit. He's the greatest. So yeah, it was when people started, when I started doing the Fort Minor stuff and all that, and I got a bunch of love from the community for a song like Kenji, and even using shakuhachi on instrument on Nobody's Listening. People responded to that, and I always thought that was pretty. I didn't expect that to be as big a deal as it was. It was cool. Okay, I don't know this name. JMDUITS Lincoln 69. 69 says, what are your favorite 3 movies that you could watch over and over and not get old? Favorite 3 that I could watch over and over? My favorite movies, I can list off a bunch. I love The Shining. I love 7. I love The Usual Suspects. I love Akira. I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Godfather. I actually love Godfather 2. I love Godfather 1, but Godfather 2 is even better to me. Star Wars. I like a lot of the Star Wars movies. The Matrix. Yeah, Matrix is a good one. I'm an Empire Strikes Back fan. Hell yeah. What are the greatest movies that people don't... Think about that. What are some of the best movies that people don't ever think about being oh shit, that movie was incredible? Shaun of the Dead is one. I like that. I like Shaun of the Dead. In terms of anime, Princess Mononoke is insane. Ninja Scroll, insane. Man, Ninja Scroll is nasty. Oh, Spirited Away. I haven't seen Spirited Away in so long. I should go back and watch that because that's a classic. That's a good one. Dr. Sleep is a recommendation in the chat. I like it. You know what's dope? Being John Malkovich was so dope. That was such a weird film. Oh my God. That's one of those ones where it's like somebody was like super, like, almost like super high and was like, you know, it'd be funny. You know, it'd be a great movie. But sometimes there's those movies, almost like The Big Lebowski, where you're just like, whoa. How did you come up with the idea? Like, how does anybody fund that movie? Oh, I Heart Huckabees. Nice one, man. Oh, okay. In terms of comedy, one of the most underrated comedies is, you guys probably don't even know this movie. Grandma's Boy. If you haven't seen Grandma's Boy, that's like the ultimate stupid stoner comedy. It's so good though. I mean, it's no like, what was the one you guys just mentioned? You mentioned another one, Office Space. Yeah, legendary. But if you had to choose between Hot Tub Time Machine and Dazed and Confused and Grandma's Boy, I'd go Grandma's Boy. Super Troopers, fuck. We could make the best in this chat. We could make the world's best movie list, must-see movie list. Hot Tub Time Machine, right? I actually liked Hot Tub Time Machine. I didn't hate it. All right, let's get some more questions. Lorenzo VY asks, what makes you feel like the song you're working on is going in the right direction? It's just gut. It's just gut. Sometimes I'll do it and I'll work on something. I'll work on something and I'll go, this is going in the right direction. And I'll come back to it and say, nope, I took a wrong turn and I got to go backwards. But that's part of the process. It's fine. These streams might be a little bit misleading because what I make here, it's generally I just go on a path and I just go until it feels like, okay, I got a thing and it feels good. But I might come back to any of these and be like, oh, this one section was so great. Never know. Satman88 asks, what's my favorite non-music related activity? Probably snowboarding. I like snowboarding. I like games where you can make a game. Like, I love Mario Maker. Love Mario Maker. Yeah. I like Minecraft a little bit. I haven't really played. My kids and I will do Minecraft mornings sometimes on the weekend. We'll just do like a family Minecraft game. make little buildings. My son is always teaching me how to do redstone because he's a redstone master. I am not good at redstone. But I can build the shit out of a castle. Made at which to ask a question. That's a great name. Hey Mike, I'm using the quarantine to finally learn how to play guitar. Do you have any tips that could help? Nope, I don't, because I am not good at guitar, but that's okay. I'm good at making sounds. I play by ear 99% of the time. You know what I should do? I should get better at guitar over quarantine. But I'm already trying to get a little better at the drums. I'm terrible at both. I'm better at guitar than drums. I can play guitar. I know, I'm being ridiculous, but You know what somebody told me? Here's your tip to get better at guitar. Don't store it in its case. Don't put it away somewhere. Put it on a stand in the room, like where you will see it all the time. Because that, for me, I will see a guitar sitting there and I will pick it up. Same with the piano. Like if the instrument is out in the room, I will go touch it. So having instruments out and around that'll help, because you'll be attracted to go over and do it. Avid Leia says, she has a two-part question, but I'm gonna answer the first part. I don't know if I can. I have to check out. She's whispered at me. I'm gonna have to check that out and see if it's chat appropriate. Alfie says, in your past streams, you have been a robot dressed as a monkey and on several occasions danced when the beat was funky. How do you explain this? You know, Alfie, can I live? Just let me live my life. Don't question me. I know you don't mean to, but I feel like you're judging me, and it doesn't feel good to feel judged like that. And I realize that my interpretation, my perception of being judged creates the feeling of judgment. That you could be doing nothing and I could be feeling judged, and the feelings are my responsibility. But at the same time, I wanted you to know that the thing that you wrote inspired this feeling of judgment, and so it's up to you whether or not you want to change your behavior. I'm just fucking around. Amy Diane says, zebra corn and Manhattans for the win. And I watched them all. Thanks. That's very nice. I have to say that I was on a zebra corn and Manhattan's kick last week. We bought some zebra corn. It was delicious. I'm currently on a what's my current mood is cookie dough ice cream, I think. Oh, you know what I love? We had some little cheesecakes, little like in a muffin paper, the little, you know what I'm talking about, little bite-sized one single serving cheesecakes, and on top like a cherry with cherry glaze. And somebody said that I was talking to said, "Oh, cherries on cheesecake. I thought you just do strawberries on cheesecake." If you haven't messed with cherries on cheesecake, it is a vibe. Fenry Sakashi? Tom. Your name is Tom. Tom says, hey Mike, have you ever wanted to or thought about working with some traditional Japanese sounds like the koto or shamisen? I did. We did. I've used a couple things. Like I mentioned a minute ago, shakuhachi on Nobody's Listening. I did add. I think I added some koto on something else, but it might have been a sample that didn't sound like koto. So maybe we'll do it. Somebody could recommend. Somebody could suggest a Japanese day. Let's do that. Put it in the bowl. The bowl of destiny is calling for you. Oh, if you guys haven't checked out the new Bowl of Destiny and Shinoda Bucks tees in the store, go to store.mikeshinoda.com. Check those out. Got some face masks as well. Real simple stuff. But like I said before, they're all like limited editions, so they're gonna be gone this week. Hey Mike, is it possible? LP Saves Us All says, hey Mike, is it possible for you and Joe to collaborate on something? Oh, that'd be great. It's a good suggestion. I'm gonna hit up Joe soon we'll do it. I'm actually just write myself a note to hit up Joe. Why isn't this one a send? What the hell? My phone's acting crazy. Let's see here. Hey, Cupcake. Hey, Cupcake Jr. is back in the mix. Has a request from me, Alexa327, Nelly, Hannah Shinbun, Jade, Rashida, Garby, Monica, Maria, Garby. Thanks to you, we all met and fell in love with each other, so we're all gonna get married. Could you officiate for us? Thanks. I'm glad you guys are all getting married. This is a very strange forum for a multi-generational polygamitarian relationship. It's a strange place for you to have all met, and I'm glad that I could provide the platform for you guys to get your relationship started. Congratulations. We'll do a ceremony in the chat. Michelangelo PL says, no roads left across the line. Blackbird's WWDK were scrapped from the initial 17 on the album. Minutes Midnight, I guess? Minutes Midnight, was it? What was the fifth song? We always have lots of songs that get scrapped from an album. So I don't know. The fifth? Got me. I don't know. I wish I could tell you. Probably something that's unreleased. I Tater Tot says, could you make it so where we can buy your C-Jam digital download and the money goes to charity? This will help. I want to put the songs up on streaming. They make it really weird and kind of not hard to donate, but they make it weird to like stream to donate, because there's a lot of hands in the pot if you want to dive deep into a subject where you could potentially get a super crazy migraine headache and then also learn something, look at how song royalties are distributed and collected. It's crazy. I'm surprised. I doubt that anybody really completely understands how it works, because the problem is it changes. There's all these rules from country to country and region to region, and some countries give like breaks and benefits to things that were recorded in their jurisdiction, and other countries don't track their royalties very well, and it's a fucking nightmare. And so you add to that the idea that some portion of that money is going to go to a charity, and it just gets super complex really fast. So generally what people do is they make their money from their songs and then they donate some of their income. So if you see on my Tiltify page, I started our campaign with a $5,000 donation. I'm currently doing a campaign for for all of you guys that are interested, I'm doing a gift to whoever donates the most money. And I would prefer you guys don't do it incrementally. Like, don't do $5, $10, $100, blah, blah, blah. I think the top donation is currently $500. I don't know. But if you collect money from your friends and from whoever, the top donor is going to get an original piece of art from me to you. I'm going to send it to you. I don't know what the art is going to be. I just know that it's going to be hand created, and it will be sent to you after the fundraising is over at the end of this month. So tell your friends. And by the way, like, if you and 10 friends donate and then you win the thing, like, you're gonna have to figure out. It's on you to figure out how you're gonna share it or whatever. But the top donation right now, I think, is $500. So do with that what you will. If you have a rich uncle, hit him up, because the money's going to go to direct relief and COVID-19 relief efforts, and they need it. Cold Front 3 asks, what was the label's initial reaction to 1,000 Suns? Were they nervous about the direction? Had they learned by that point to trust the band's vision? Yes to both. They were, I mean, when we played them the Catalyst and said we didn't want this to be the first single, they were like, but we knew we had like Waiting for the End up our sleeve. So we were like, look, we're going to get to this one. We just want to come out with something really like startling first. And then we go with Waiting for the End, which is a more, probably a bigger single. So they were like, okay. And we had there were people at the label who were like, oh, I just think it's a bad idea. I don't think this guy. But at that time, I think you could do it that way then. Like, I don't think you could do that today. I don't think it would work. But when we released that, it worked. Alt Disney Mama says, what's up? I was wondering if you could do a little studio tour. Maybe at some point. I don't think here on this stream, but at some point. It's a good suggestion. The original one says, we've seen you use different guitars on a single track, Fender, SG, PRS, etc. Could you share with us the criteria where you, based on which you choose which guitar? I just have a little bit of a sense of what they sound like, what the character of the guitar is, and the combinations of things in the chain between the output of the guitar and the input of the computer. You know, what things I can put in the chain that'll have a certain aesthetic. You know, it's a sound thing. Like, you gotta know what the sounds are and where and how to use them. Yeah, it's mostly experience and tinkering. Like, for example, I use the Strat a lot because I like the sound of it. It's a what kind of pickups do I have on it? Well, regardless, that Strat, I love the sound of that Strat, and I love that it registers in my head as a little more indie rock and a little more lo-fi, as opposed to the PRS, which is very warm and versatile and controlled guitar. PRS is also really great for like a super clean tone and a super heavy tone. So does that make sense? The SG is a rock guitar. That is a rock beast, for example. So when you want it to go a little more old school rock and roll, I've got a Les Paul and a SG that I go to usually for stuff like that. Same with the bass though. I've got 2 basses here. I got a 5-string Ernie Ball and a 4-string Fender Precision bass. And the P bass is a little more classic, a little more indie, classic and or indie. And the Ernie Ball is more like rock. So a couple more, and then we'll get out. Here for the Shinoda says, "Hey Mike, my kids Noah, Mia, and Gabrielle say hi. Hello. We would love to hear about times you and Chester had fun or laughed really hard." Oh man, Marcy is the one who asked that question. We laughed really hard. That's like all the time. A lot of that, I have to say, a lot of that stuff made it onto LPTV. Like all the goofy characters and voices and all that stuff. Like those, we were always like just being ridiculous. And lowbrow ridiculous. Like it wasn't smart humor. We were just being ridiculous. We had a few times when we were doing like jokey songs. Any of you guys ever hear us do Burn It Down in like a reggae style? That stuff is just always so stupid, but it would always make us laugh. Barb JH says, "Everyone has always wanted you to take your shirt off. Why not? Do you have nipples?" Yes, and that's the problem. It's because of nipples. I'm not your pinup calendar. That's my answer. I'm not your pinup boy. Moon HMZ says, "I listen to a lot more pop now than I did as a teen in the 2000s. Halsey, Billie Eilish, indie pop. How do you feel about pop music then and now?" Pop music now got better than like the late 90s, early 2000s. 2000s pop I was not feeling. Now pop music is like, it's a lot more, there's a lot more variety. There's a lot more of it too. But I like Billie Eilish and Halsey. They're dope. Mitchell McCormick 05 says, "Are rhyme schemes still a focus when you're writing a verse?" Yeah, but not as much as like the words. But you gotta, if you're rapping, like choosing the right pattern is important. It's important. All right, cool. Let's cut it off there. It's 1 o'clock. Been on for a while. I appreciate you guys. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'm gonna look through see if we've got any Shinoda Bucks redemptions. And thanks for watching. Raid. It's raid time as we break out of here. Currently, you say Mice and Men is streaming? Who is streaming? Do I not? I don't follow Mice and Men. Who's streaming? Let's look. Let's look. Let me just find a good channel to raid. Of Mice is their channel. Uh-oh, they are. They're on, aren't they? All right, I'll follow them and raid. Let's raid Mice and Men. I love it. They got 30 people in the chat right now. Let's raid them. Okay. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thanks for checking out the wild track today. Shout out to Dan Mayo. Go check out Dan's music on your favorite streaming or music purchasing service. In terms of like instrumental, talented instrumental artists out there, Dan is so underrated. He is incredible, you guys. Mayo is the last name. Go check him out. This drum track that I built things on today was from Dan, the session that me and Dan did. Shout out to Ethan Mates, who engineered the session. I think Josh Newell was in there too. Shout out to Josh, who always does such a great job engineering with us as well. We're gonna go raid Mice and Men. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a LV Bomb Xana 3 doo-wop dabka music style hip-hop session. Bye. Are you raiding me as we leave? Oh, man. Okay, no, we're raiding you. Okay, good. All right. Mice and Men. Raid. Goodbye.